Well, hello, as I speak into the void and maybe 4 people listen. Maybe more! But it doesn't matter, man. It's not about quantity, it's about quality over here. But we like both. So let's just review the latest and I won't say greatest because it's not so great, really. But, the Masonic fuckery and farce that's just on repeat ad nauseum, and I do mean nauseum. So we've got deflectors. We've got little short, and I mean very short. No offense to short people, but tiny, tiny little man. Who I don't think is a real man, but anyway, that's another story for another time. Johnson with no Johnson, as I like to think of him. Trying to call himself Mad Mike. Okay, that's cute. You would fit in my pocket. Little guy. Little gal, whatever you are. And, just the absolute fuckery. That's just the word I keep coming to. And I know it's a swear, and I'm sorry, not sorry, because that's what it is. Okay, there's no better descriptive word. I do say farce a lot, because it's all scripted, and it's all, it's psychological warfare. That's all it ever is with these people, with these Illuminati shitheads. And they're passing around the hot potato. Who's to blame? The blame game and the shame game. And I think if anyone in this day and age is saying Democrats, liberals, conservatives, MAGA, you've lost the plot. You are so far behind, you're in 3rd grade, spiritually speaking. Because anybody else who is remotely awake and not completely trying to play the people against each other or do psyops or divide and conquer or just lie, just flat out freaking lie and lie and lie and lie, knows that this is beyond party politics at this point, right? So I never have understood how a so-called world leader can lambaste a party that's supposed to be within your purview. Like, you're supposed to be a leader of the Democrats and the Republicans. Because if you can't lead and unify, then you should resign. And that's the point blank period, the end. And it's like, say there was the NFL guy. I don't even like football, but we'll use the analogy. And he says, listen, those Eagles better, shape up because we're really favoring the Dolphins this year. It doesn't happen. It wouldn't happen. Even in sports, it's absurd and insane. Because politics, like football, is all the same game. Okay? When they play this party politics, identity politics shit, because that's what it is, they are insulting the intelligence of the American people. Okay, so please, if you fall into that trap and you start saying it's a Democrat thing, it's a Republican thing, you are not paying attention to the fact, indisputable, undeniable, provable fact that the pedophilia is rampant on both sides. Okay, the trafficking that they are covering up right now with this Epstein shutdown is rampant on both sides. Okay, we are literally talking about two wings of the same diseased bird, right? Disease. And if you can't lead and you can't get people in a room and you can't broker peace, stop begging and whining for the Nobel Peace Prize. Like, stop. That's a humiliation ritual you are inflicting upon yourself, okay? Nobody thinks you're peaceful. Everybody thinks you are a little baby Hitler, just more orange. And you haven't brokered anything. You haven't made any deals. All you've done is be in a circle jerk with your cult, try to play both sides, go to the golf course every now and then, get booed, get cheered, get people to lie for you. Like, you're a puppet and you're a bad puppet, right? Like, if you're in politics, you have done evil things. You've done evil things to children. You've profited from doing evil things to children. So, if people can't get that as a baseline of truth, You really don't understand Freemasons, or Freakmasons as I call them. You don't understand their initiation rituals. You don't understand their playbook. And you don't understand life. Okay, I'm not trying to insult anybody who still thinks Democrats versus liberals is real. Or liberals, libtards versus magatards, whatever you want to call it. That's not real. Okay? What is real, which people aren't even freaking ready for, is that they're all Satanists. And they're all cannibals and pedivores. And they've all participated in ritual to get to this level of power and fame and wealth. I've said this, again, ad nauseum. Okay, I've said this over and over and over again for almost a decade. And if you're here listening to this, you probably get it, right? Because I'm a fringe person, right? Like, I'm on the edge there with the whole tiara, the whole tinfoil tiara, as I like to call it. I don't believe in the whole term conspiracy theory because, like, hello, it's truth plus time. And so you can wear your red hat, you can wear a blue shirt, you can wear a purple, unicorn headband, a rainbow flag, any of it. It's all costumes. And we're in a big play, we're in a show, we're in a movie, we're in a sim, we're in the Truman Show. And if you have lost family members to MAGA, I'm sorry for you, I get it, it's a ridiculous cult. If you've lost family members to woke, I get it. It's a ridiculous cult. So if we want to actually be the United States of America and not a total laughingstock and clown show and shit show for the rest of the world who looks at us and goes, what the hell are they doing? Then I would highly suggest you start getting rapidly into understanding what Freemasons are, how they operate, why all of this is just NWO puppet time. And the strings that are being pulled behind the scenes are way bigger. The people who are pulling those strings are way bigger than the puppets we see and the bobbleheads we see on the screens, who are all, in my opinion, inverted and perverted. Okay, so that's the next wave of awakeness, not wokeness, but like awakening that people are going to come into in their consciousness, is understanding we've been lied to about everything since birth, okay? And that's not to sound paranoid or doom and gloom. That's like, you have to understand that and accept it so you can move out of it, You can't be in denial about that fact. You can't be in denial about the fact that you've been in denial. You can't do it anymore. We don't have the time or the luxury of that kind of ignorance, frankly, okay? Excuse me. So that's all I really wanted to rant about today is I can't even fathom the lack of intelligence that goes on when you hear Democrat, liberal, or Republican, and you think those things are real still. Because they're not. They're really, really not. Democrats and Republicans alike went to Epstein Island. Democrats and Republicans alike have hurt children in ritual to be in the seats that they are in. Okay? So in a way, part of me is like, go ahead, shut down the government, dismantle it all. We need to have a reset in major ways. Now, I know that's going to cause a lot of unnecessary pain and collateral damage because that's inept and it's a bull in a china shop and it's, bringing a machete when you need a scalpel, right? So there's no nuance here. It's just ham-fisted idiots and clowns who, if you don't give them their teleprompter and their scripts and their cheeseburgers and their golf, will just nod off at podiums because they're fucking 80. Okay, so when will these dinosaurs actually retire and hand the baton off to younger, more capable, more diverse, more interesting, more passionate, more solution-oriented people than these people who want to play elder statesperson? And you're falling asleep. You're falling asleep at the wheel, literally. And you're driving us over a cliff. And I know that's part of your job. That's your role in the cult, in the Illuminati, in the Freakmason, NWO, Luciferian, eugenics, transhumanist game. And make no mistake, to them it is very much a game. Your human life, your livelihood, your well-being, your health, your ability to dig yourself out of being there entertainment, and they're fodder for some kind of Hunger Games, Squid Games, bullshit games, Illuminati games, you refuse to play, right? Like I'm ranting and raving about it now. I'm triggered. They're looshing, they're harvesting energy. Fine. This is me just, giving a data drop and some intel that you can chew on and just liberate yourself from the absolute lie that there is such a thing as left or right. And then you have a fighting chance of breaking out of this sim, out of this Truman Show, out of this matrix. But as long as you're playing the us and them, back and forth, left and right, red and blue game, they got you. Okay? So freedom lives beyond all that. When you go beyond party politics, when you go beyond politics in general, when you go beyond their lies, when you go beyond their psyops, when you go beyond their attempts to distract you and to keep you small and to keep you scared. Okay? So just don't do it. And anti-Nike that shit. Just don't do it. And get on with your life. And what am I always saying, right? Like, pick up a book, draw something, sing something, garden, hug a kid, with permission, cuddle your dog, whatever. Do something tangible and real to get away from these screens and these absolute demons on the screens. Okay, and I have to take my own advice, really, because I've been looking up Epstein every couple of hours going, anybody got a spine? Anybody got a heart? Anybody with a conscience? Anybody with a shred of decency? Anyone with any inkling of honesty? Anyone with a tiny piece of integrity? And what do I see? No. The answer is no. So, no new news, no new moves, same old playbook. Another day. Big love, big hugs. Don't see it as doom and gloom. See it as truth bombs here to blow up false realities and to liberate us from being their slaves, which is what they want. Don't let them have that power. And every time anyone says Democrat or Republican, remember, they're not very smart. They're just not awake. They're not very smart. They're not well informed. And they lack basic intelligence. And I'm sorry to say this, but they're probably vaccinated, right? So let's move beyond that as a collective, as individuals, being absolutely understanding that a real leader unites. They don't divide, okay? They actually find a common ground that people can compromise over. They don't shut down when they can't do their job right. And they face the music that they fucking created. And that means the pain they created and the pain they're continuing to create. Because it's all going to boomerang right back on them. And they're only shooting themselves in the foot. Really. Every day that goes on, every day of silence, every day of cover-up, every day of deflection, every day of distraction, every day of divide and conquer, they make their own karmic consequences so much worse. And they're too dumb to know it. Or they're too stubborn, or they're too afraid, or whatever it is. But you don't have to play their game, because they're not even very good at it. So let it go, as they say. Big love, big hugs, and just get on with your life, right?